Hey, it's Kevin the Credit Crusher here, and today we're coming with another gem. We are talking about active credit cards and how to increase your limits. We're going to give you some techniques you can use to increase the limits on your credit cards. But before we get into the conversation, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below. Make sure you like, follow, share, and subscribe. Like, follow, share, and subscribe on this and all of these other videos. Hit that notification bell so that when we come with another video, you can always get the new content. So today we're talking about how to increase the credit limits that you have on your credit cards. So let's assume that you have a credit card or two or three or four. Doesn't matter whether it's a personal credit card, doesn't matter whether it's a business credit card, and you want to increase the limits. There's some things that you want to do, or we recommend. When I say recommend, not we, but I recommend that you do to increase those limits. One of the things you can do is pay finance charges. So many credit card companies will allow you to pay a sum of money, a flat fee, and for that flat fee, they will increase your credit limit. So an example is they may charge you $79, and after you pay that $79, they'll increase your credit limit by $2,500. So that's one technique that you can use. Obviously, that's going to cost you some money, but it could be well worth it, right? Because you're paying $75, but you're getting $2,500 extra dollars in credit. So maybe worth it to you. Another technique is to, not sure why I swallowed sorry. Another technique is you can make sure that you're only using 25% of your limit. So the card companies want to see that you're responsible. They want to see that you're using credit, but they want to see that you're responsible. So make sure you're not using more than 25% of the credit limits on any of your cards. And I suggest that you keep a running balance. This is something we'll talk about in a minute, but I suggest you keep a running balance, but never use more than 25% of your balance. Another thing that you can do, another technique that you can do is use your cards regularly. So I see this all the time. There are people who get credit cards because they know they have to have credit cards, but they don't ever use them. I'm telling you to use the credit card. Use it regularly because the credit card company wants to see that you are responsible and able to manage the debt. They don't want to see that you have these limits, these $10,000 limits, but you never use the card. They want to see that you're using it regularly. So use it to buy gas, use it to buy groceries. Here's a technique that I say that you can use. Use your credit cards like debit cards. So go out, let's say you got a $10,000 limit. You want to spend $1,000. Make sure you have that $1,000 in the bank. Go out and spend that $1,000 on the credit card. And then a week later, go ahead and pay that $1,000 out of your bank account. Now, here's the deal. I would say not to pay the entire balance off. What I would tell you to do is always keep a running balance on all of your credit cards between 1% and 3.9%. That's going to give you the ultimate, the optimal usage, regular usage, and give you the most amount of points if you're talking on the personal side. So keep a running balance on your credit cards of 1% to 3.9%, and then always use your cards, but you can use it as a debit card. So you use it and then you pay it down to that 1 to 3.9%. All right. And then the last thing I would say is keep the balances. Pay that balance. When you pay that balance down, I'm actually repeating it. So you want to pay the most of the balance, right? So let me go through those things one more time. And I'm not going in the order that I gave them to you. 1, use your cards regularly. Don't just put them in a drawer. 2, never use more than 25% of the limit. 3, pay finance charges. That could be costly, but finance charges, 3, finance charges are ways to increase your limits. And 4, pay the entire balance off or pay it down to keep a running balance of 1 to 3.9%. You do those 4 things and you will see increases in limits. Again, these are increases on limits of cards you already have, right? Obviously, you're increasing the limit, so you already had a limit that was set in the first place. So Do those things, and you can see your limits increase tremendously. Most credit card companies will increase your limits without doing hard credit checks if you're talking on the personal side. So it's a great way to increase your credit leverage and increase the buying power of your credit. So stay tuned until next time when we come with another Credit Gem.